Hey, what's up, Henry? Yeah, I sort of had a busy morning, so I didn't get anything done. So, hey, what's up, Raz? So I figure I might as well work on this for now. I wanted to do it this morning, but sort of misjudged how far the doctor's office was for I had to take my father. So, just trying to get organized. Hey, what's up, Lee? How's it going? Alright, so I got my wax paper down, so we can start working on this. Let's see if the turntable will work. Space is heavy as hell. I might have to take this off for a second. Alright, let's see if that's centered. That'll work like that. Should be okay. It's about centered. Hey Brent, how's it going? Kind of sucks working on two kits at the same time, doesn't it, Raz? Kind of spreads yourself thin a bit, but you're tattooing your wife tonight? That's hopefully it's a good tattoo. Hey Mimi. What's up, Customizer? Hey Raccoon. $15 years? Cool. Anything good of the tattoo, or is it just whatever? Alright, so this is the Batman kit that I did a review on. We're adding mud around the base. So, I'm gonna use some Aves. Oh, you got a beginner's kit? That's good. Have you had a chance to try it yet? Hey, Brent. Oh, yeah, we had a snow the other day, but thank God it's gone. Just been cold. Cold as hell. Still in the mail? Well, once you get it, I'm sure you'll like it. Alright, let's get all this stuff out of the way. At least I can kind of turn this a little bit. I was going to use paint with the Aves, but I think I'm going to paint the Aves after I do it. Because I think it'll be a little bit easier. Trying to think. I don't really need the. Just gonna use regular A's on this. I don't need to mix it with the Fix It. So we'll just start off at sections. Goal is to try to make him look like he's sunk in some mud. So I put wax paper all around here. So this way, when it's done, it won't stick to the wood. And I got my solvent, or the smoothing solution, as they call it now. Okay. So I guess the best way to do this is sort of put mud around him, and then afterwards what I'll do is I'll use like a very wettish, sort of mixed in with some gloss varnish like browns, and kind of make it look muddy. So this way I can sort of maybe put the mud on the Batman's boots and sort of around him. Well, I'm going to work on the Jessica Rabbits later, but right now I'm working on this Batman kit. I did a review on it. This is the... Henry, what's the character on the bottom of the base? Mutant? Okay. Yeah, I keep on thinking like Killer Croc. I don't know why. But he's supposed to be in mud, right? Like some kind of like mud or sludge or something. So we're going to make it actually look like he's in sludge or mud. I mean, you could take the kit to a whole new level. You could create like a box, and you could get like epoxy, and you could put in there, and you can do all kinds of stuff. But then, you know, the cost and the time and stuff would be, you know, crazy amounts of money. So we're kind of going the sort of a simpler route in a way. You know, you could create a box, and you could pour like a level of darker epoxy at the bottom, and then you can put like a little bit clearer epoxy up top, and then afterwards you could kind of mess with it. But for this size, the epoxy would cost a lot. Plus, with a change of head, it would be difficult too as well. You wouldn't be able to really change the heads if you locked it in, you know. So I'll show you the two heads in a second. But because you got to do it on wax paper, otherwise the age will kind of lock into the wood. If you have like a plastic, you know, plastic sheet or something, that would work too. You could throw baby powder down, but wax paper is perfect for this. Where's the heads? Oh. So these are the two heads that come with the base. So, for Batman, we did a modding effect on it, and the heads go on the back here like so. So that's the only problem if you did it with like with epoxy to try to make it look like it's like, you know, clear and stuff. Trying to get these heads on there would be a nightmare. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're watching the videos and you're getting into it. So what is it, the ES Monster ones? I think ES Monster actually just showed off the it's not Boozette, it's the Chompette. He made a Chompette version. ES Monster. Looks really good. I'm actually thinking about maybe down the line if I could find a body, I could print out ES Monster's Chompette's head and use that for like a different body. Yeah, it got hot in here all of a sudden. I think it warmed up outside. Yeah, there's a couple good Bowsettes out there. I know there's a really nice Boozette on CG Trader. It's a really nice sculpt of Boozette. Is that how you say her name? Boo? And then there's and then like I said, ES Monster just showed off the Chompette. Except the Chompette's in just like a, it's not like a lot of the artwork I've seen of her. But I mean, these characters you can do any way you want. Alright, let's see. Here is, this one should work. Yeah, I think by the time we finish the Jessica Rabbits, probably there'll be a good couple of options we could do if I could find some different bodies and heads and stuff. Because that Jessie Pokemon that I'm working on, off the one I showed on Patreon, I used was it ES Monsters head? I think it was ES Monsters, or was it Abe 3D? I forget. I think it was Abe. That head worked out perfect. So now if I make a mess, it's gonna work to our advantage. I mean, there's a lot of good sculpts coming out lately, so there's a lot of options for customs and trying some new things. Henry, I hope you got a good spot for this statue and it can hold it up, because this is one heavy item. The Wilma, I'm not sure. I've seen a couple. I'd have to take a look at it. Yeah, the Jessie's working out pretty good. I wanted to finish up the R on a chest today, but I didn't. That kind of went to hell this morning. But hopefully she'll be finished up in a few, another week or so, at least with the custom. I'm going to try to sculpt this in a way where it's going to look like mud, but none of the edges won't crack on you. So I'm going to try to get this nice and even in a way. And when I paint it too, I'll kind of bring it together a little bit more. Just kind of get this on. I mean, Raz sent me a bunch of links to a lot of these guys that are sculpting stuff. I've been getting so many damn emails from everybody, so stuff is looking good. I just can't keep up. But probably gonna have to sand the edges down a bit too. What's up, Jacob? Very good week except for today. But I got a lot of work done this week, especially on this Batman kit. I've been busting my ass on this one. I think it was last night. I worked. No, the other night. I forgot. The other night. It was not last night. The other night. I think it was like 9 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh crap!" I was like, "I gotta stop working on this thing." I was in the zone, just trying to get it done. Yeah, even my friend likes the way. He's a Batman fan, so he likes the way it's been coming out. So if he says it's good and Henry says it's good, then that's all that counts. This is Henry's kit, for those who don't know. Henry, is this an old kit? Like, is this like something that's been around a long time? Because it seems like a couple people I talked to said that they've been looking for this item too. Yeah, I think that's all it's missing is like the mud. You know, it's kind of... I understand that they wanted to make it look like he's in something, but it kind of just... It's just missing that little extra. Like, once the mud's added, if Henry down the line wanted to take it to another level, what he could do is he could get like a round circular base on it. And then he could probably, you know, if it's sort of you could kind of design something where you can sort of pour some like liquid in there too a little bit, you know. There's ways of kind of bringing it together more, but honestly, it's such a big statue and base. Like if we added more to it, I don't know if you would, you know, if you have the shelf room. That's the other problem. But once I add the paint and I kind of bring it up, do a little splattering and stuff, it'll come together. I just worried about anything that's kind of pointy around the edges. It'll break off with holding it, so that's going to have to be sanded down. I don't want to hit too much tools on the edging. I don't want to pull up any of this. What I'll do too is once it's all done and situated, I'll put rubber feet or the felt feet things underneath the actual statue, not on any of the mud, because that might like break it off. Oh, he's taking too long? Oh, that's why. I think, you know what it is, honestly? I think he made it perfect, because, like, when I picked up a kit out of the box, it was, like, perfectly sanded down. There was no seams, there was nothing, everything connected perfect. So I think he went overboard with that, which isn't bad. It's good for those who are not really, you know, that want to paint it up but are not really good with putting a kit together. But I don't know, I just think maybe he just went a little too perfect on it. Maybe. But I mean, it fits well. You know, because he added the magnets and the heads work perfect. So, hey, what's up, Iceman? Hey, what's up, Terrell? Just plugging away on a little commission work at the moment. Good ones. This one should work. Iceman, did you order that sculpting stuff? I didn't get a chance to really find it to order it or anything, but it seems interesting. No, Jacob, we're creating mud. Because he's so empty, you know? Because he's supposed to look like he's been in mud. So we're adding a little bit of extra to it. Just to bring it together a little bit more. So I'm going to go around the item. Just kind of... Because once it's painted browns and glossy browns, it should bring it together a little bit more. Because I got to add a little blood to him, splatter, and kind of add dirt like it's kind of washing up over him too. So... I gotta go back and read the comic and also watch the anime. I forgot about this fight. There is an anime on it, right? I think I saw it, but I know I read the comic back in the day. I mean, I used to have the comic, but I got rid of it. Yeah, I never saw that UV clay stuff you sent me before. I'm kind of curious on how long it lasts and how well it takes primer. So I'll let you be the guinea pig and you let me know. Hey Alex, this is epoxy sculpt. So you mix the two together equally. Really good, and then you have a 3-hour work time, and then after it's cured, it's like hard like resin. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta go back and check it out. Reread the comic when I get a chance. Yeah, I want to watch the movie one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it some more, Iceman. I gotta see if it's something that's usable for what I do, because sometimes I test some products and it's not good for customizing and stuff. It might be like sometimes there's stuff that's good for a sculpt, but then you have to mold and cast it. So, like I said, you test it and you let me know. If you mess up your item, then I'll know better. So like I said, you're the guinea pig on this one. But I don't want to do too much. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of go around his shoulder and arm, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do the heads, because if I was to try to do the heads, that means I would have to make sure both of them would connect, so I don't think we're going to be able to do that. So I'm just going to sort of see if I could go underneath the heads. How does that sound, Henry? We'll see how it goes. Let me just keep adding it and seeing how this works. Yeah, because I don't know. I think this kind of, and then over here will kind of bring it together a little bit. But what I could do under the heads though is I can add a little bit of the brown paint and stuff, and I can make it look like it's got a little bit of a muddy this there. But if it was one head it'd be different, but since we have two, I always get concerned with connecting them, especially since we painted already. So grab a head now. I like the head open, my favorite. Yeah, I can add a little bit to, I don't think we really need to. I think it works. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, the Aves will bond to this with no problem. It's Ave sticks to pretty much anything. That's why I love it. Actually, you gotta be careful with Aves because even if you just put like a little like smooch on there, it like just starts to like stick. So that's why I'm trying not to overly like get the edges too crazy right now. Aves will bond to metal. I mean, it'll still break off of metal, but it'll still bond to it and stick to it really good. And plus, I put a lot of the whatchamacallit, I keep on wanting to say safety solvent, but it's the finishing solution, so it makes it very, very tacky too. Now the only problem is the way he is now. If you were to lift him up, and if you were to hold these edges here, you can crack them though because it's not like thick and it's a very heavy item. So the best way, I think, once this is done, Henry's gonna have to like hold it from this heavy area here and the neck area, because if you try to grab it from what I'm doing here, I don't know if we should put mud around here. We'll probably put mud in here and stuff, and maybe not on this edge. And maybe I'll put a little mud over here, but not on the rocks. Because even if it was just like regular resin like this sticking out, it's still a weak point because of how heavy this is. This is not like light resin. I want to say this is kind of more like I want to say it's like almost a ceramic, but it might just be that the way they casted it up, they put a lot of stone powder in it. So it's a very, very heavy item. Yeah, Henry, we also might need to do a meetup like halfway up the parkway to get this to you, because I don't know about packing and shipping this item anymore. Especially being all painted up. The other day I had Batman on this, and he was on the turntable, you know, not with this plank of wood. And when I lifted it up, I put it right back down because I was afraid my turntable wood was going to shatter. So I was like, all right, let me take that sucker off of there and make sure I don't like drop this thing after I just painted it. Honestly, he's actually not a bitch to move around. He's heavy to move around, but it's engineered actually pretty well, considering that the base is one piece, his Batman's legs are another, and the torso goes into the body, so he actually breaks down pretty well. But if you wanted to lift the whole thing together, like when I got him in the mail and I got the box and the UPS guy drove away, or whatever, or I forgot who it was that it was shipped to me. When I lifted up the box, I was like, "What the hell was I just sent?" I thought the statue was lighter. I got a little nice little surprise there when I lifted up the box. I did not realize he was this heavy. He looks heavy, but he doesn't look as heavy until you lift it. But he's got, what was it, 6 heads and then 2 mutant heads. So a total of 8. And we took the unmasked head and we customized that one. So that head's been customized. Which actually looks better than being unmasked. The unmasked one was pretty good, but I guess Batman being unmasked is kind of defeats the purpose, I guess, in a fight. Oh, Henry, were we gonna do mud around the hands too? I forgot. Just realized that. I'll have to, if you want mud around those, I'll have to sort of get another flat surface for them. I kind of like that a little bit better. Oh, I kind of like that, pushing this more. Maybe what we'll do is we'll kind of push this in a little. I think also with having like some more browns on the base will bring it together a little bit more. A little bit of browns and greens and kind of gunk mixed into it. Kind of make the statue a little bit darker. We'll do this spot here. It's actually looking a little bit better just using the cloth than the brush. All the brushes are hiding underneath. Gotta make this a little bit thicker here. Alright, let's add this up over here, and then we'll see how it looks. I don't like this little spot here, too. That was a little bit weird. That's one thing that was bothering me about the bottom sculpt. I think out of the whole sculpt, this little empty spot here was strange to me. Like, I think if you're going to sculpt something that connects to the arm, this should be filled in. Unless it was going to be, you know, like a clear resin base where you add clear resin and stuff to it. See, this gloves are cheeked up. Yeah, I'm going to close it up. I'm going to add eaves here, around here as well. So I'm closing this up. I don't like the way that looks. It's a little strange. But yeah, I figure what I'll do is I'll fill this in, and then when I paint the mud, I'll fill in a little bit of mud around here, so it'll look a little bit better. Just a weird spot, you know, on the base. Just a little bit strange. I don't know if it was just, you know, they thought it would, maybe they did it just connect this arm so this wasn't a weak point. That's kind of what I'm thinking they did. Which definitely could have been a weak point, but this still feels weak here too. Or I can, yeah, I'll fill it in. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it'll probably be the mud color. This way we can make it separate from the base a little bit. Because what I did with this is I added greens and browns and blacks in here because I figured this would be kind of muddy, or like a swampy type look, or a sewer look, or whatever. I don't know how well you guys can see it in the camera. And the other thing I guess I needed to ask, is his nipples a different color? Because those pictures you sent me, one of the pictures the nipples were black. Or are we leaving them as is? I don't know what I was supposed to do with the nipples. Because he's got some really pointy nipples on his chest. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can sand them down now. I mean, I could a little bit, but I'm sure it'll still have a hissy fit, Raz. They always have a hissy fit. No matter what you do, there's always a problem. Get these on, damn it. Trying to make sure I don't get my hands with too much residue and then get it all over the statue. Throw this around here, here, there. Yeah, that'll secure that look a little bit better. wondering if I use a little bit of what's we'll call it, paint and work on it now. Mixing with the eaves might look a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe we can try. Yeah, I think if I mess around with the head and neck a little too much, I don't know how well will the other head hit. Yeah, I don't think it'll be bad. I think we could add a little there, just a little bit, not much. If I add just enough where each head sort of pushes into it, it'll work. Just a little bit. And like I said, I'll paint the bottom of the heads a little darker. Not much, just a tiny bit. Should bring it together. Work. And extra here. Let this set up. Probably use this for one of the arms later. Okay. So I guess we can experiment, and maybe we can use some paint now. See if it starts to work. If not, then just don't do it till later. Alright, these brushes are going to be shot. Well, you know what? I'm going to use them. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's bust out a little green. Let's see. Hopefully I got enough paints in here. I gotta do a run on some of these Liquitex basic paints. A little bit of red oxide, and then I'm going to get some of this dark brown. Alright, so we got gloss varnish, and we got some raw umber. So I don't know how the hell this is going to turn out, but we'll kind of start messing with it. So I'm thinking mixing in with the Aves, kind of. Maybe it'll start looking a little funky. Alright, starting to get muddy. Gotta take this head away. Shit. Actually mixing in some of the safety solution with the paint. It's kind of doing weird things to it, which is kind of cool. No, the hands are sort of sunken in. Sorta. So, I mean, honestly, I don't like the hands. I don't like them because I guess you're supposed to... I mean, what do? You put them back here or put them up front? You know, I'm not really a fan of the hands. Like, I understand that, yeah, okay, if you were to sink this in some, you know, I guess either clear epoxy or resin, and you wanted, but like, where are the hands? Did the hands come all the way out here? Do they come under here? Are they supposed to be up here? You know? I know what they're trying to do with it, but I don't know where they're supposed to go. Like, the arm comes here, but is the arm like laying down out? Is it it's supposed to be bent here? Like, if it's supposed to be up around your head, they would be up more, you know? Like, this one probably would be supposed to be here, but this one feels like it should be like over here. You know, it's kind of like, that's kind of where I think the hand should be positioned, the way the sculpt is. So I don't know like where they're trying to put it. That's the only thing that's weird about the hands. So if Henry wants me to put you know, mud around the hands, but I don't know where they go. That's my problem. You know? It feels like this one should be out here with this arm. Like, almost all the way out here. And this one is bent up where maybe it should be, like, up there. Like, up around here. You know? So that's kind of like where I think the arm position should be. Like, am I wrong? Or... I don't know. They just don't feel right. I painted them, but I don't know where they go. Like I said, I understand the idea behind what they were trying to do. I just don't know where they go. Like, if he meant them to be here and here, it doesn't line up with the arms. See what I'm saying? Maybe you guys have a better position from looking at the camera coming down. but I don't know where it's supposed to be. You know, I mean, if the hands are sticking out, then you would almost need to see this leg, which be sticking out too. You know what I'm saying? Like, this leg is bent in. This leg is coming here. So I don't know if this leg is supposed to come straight out or if that's bent into the mud too. I think that's, I mean, it's a good sculpt. I just don't know where the position is. That's the only downside. I personally feel you don't need the hands. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of my feel on the sculpt. But I mean, you know, once Henry gets it in his display case, he might be able to have more room where it's going to go and he can position the hands better. You know, like right now on this board, it's kind of hard. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was a sculptor's choice, if it was the commissioner's choice. You know, it's like one of those things is like, who wanted to have the hands floating? Was it an afterthought after the base was sculpted? Because sometimes people do that. You know, they'll have an item and then per commissioner or person will be like, oh crap, you know, maybe I should have a little extra here, and then it just doesn't work. Sometimes it does. I don't know. This is an item that should, like, this is an item that deserves a big spot on your display case, like really big. This is not a statue that goes in sort of like the corner. Only because the base is very big. I got a lot of sanding to do on these edges, and then after that I can do a little bit more muddiness on it, spraying, dirtying up the arms a little bit more, add some blood splatter, and then it should all come together pretty well. I'll probably have to go in with a sponge and sort of kind of sponge some of this in to kind of blend it into the skin a little bit more. Especially with an airbrush and some washes around the edging. And it should look pretty decent. Yeah, that's, I think we're kind of at our limit anyway. Also, sometimes doing stuff like that has to be prepared in the beginning. Like, I don't think I have anything that would have to create a resin base. This would have to be like a wooden round base too. Because I don't think I have any. The one resin thing I had a while back for like this huge pie tin was all warped. So I wouldn't even be able to make a resin base this big. Like I always tell people, we could go above and beyond, but sometimes, you know, the amount of work involved is just what people are not planning on doing. Unless this is like a holy grail and you really want this to be like, you know, the centerpiece of your collection and you want to go crazy, then you could take it to a whole new level. But sometimes you just want the statue and it's not the grail of grails. Actually, too, Jacob, while you're here, I plan on, once this is done and it's going out the doors, I'm going to pop out your item and start working on yours along with another item that I'm customizing. I want to start popping out some of the, a little bit more of the in-depth customs so I have side stuff. Funny, I'm working on the same character but a completely different version, so I'll have them both going at the same time, and different statues too, so alright, let's see, my hands are a mess. So that's a good start. So I'm going to have to let this cure up, and then I'll get in there and I'll start adding a little bit more. I'll sand down the edges, I'll get it like, and then I'll start blood splatter, start making it look like it's got some mud and different, you know, just kind of blend it together. Just different ever design, different statue. I don't really like to say, you know, what stuff give it away unless the person says it's okay. But same character, different version and stuff, different statue. Alright, let me wash my hands real quick. And I guess we could throw Batman on if Henry doesn't mind, and then I can show you guys what it's looking like. Let's get a little organized here. Got Batman stuff all over the floor on my towels. Alright, I don't know how well I'll be able to get him in camera. Oh my god, he is heavy. He is one heavy dude. See, this is the weirdest key I've ever seen. This weird dome, but somehow it works. Weird dome. I like this head the best though. This is my favorite head. Yeah, the mud brings it together a little bit better now that I see it the way it's looking. It's definitely looks a little bit better. He's big, so it's hard to get him in camera. But yeah, this looks a little bit better than it just kind of like floating. So once I sand down the edges and I kind of dirty it up, it'll look a little bit better. Yeah, that works pretty bad. That looks a lot better. Just from this angle going in, it doesn't seem like he's floating now. Because it felt like he was floating before, you know? Kinda, let me see if I can show Batman a little bit. I don't want to get it too dirty. Make sure he's on this case. So, yeah, so we made him beat up and bloody. It's kind of hard, the camera's probably playing tricks, but I gave the outfit like a little texture and stuff. It's got a little texture in there, you know. But he's got so many heads, I'm not even gonna mess with them. Yeah, it looks a lot better now. Damn it, it keeps shocking the camera. Sorry about that. But it looks a little bit better, you know. It'll once I get rid of this, you know, this gunk, and it's not all like, you know, once it gets a little bit better and it looks like a little mud, it'll flow a little bit better. I'll sprinkle a little blood on him too, here and there, not much. And I'll definitely get a lot of dirt, you know, around the arms and around here and stuff. And it should come together pretty well. I don't think it has a cape. I think if it does have a cape, Henry has it, but I don't think he has a cape, right? I'm not really sure. Honestly, I like him without the cape. Did he fight with the cape? Or do you have like a leather cloth cape that he connects in the back? Is there like room for a cape in the back? I think there is, right? Oh, okay, so he didn't have it. Alright. Yeah, no, I like it. It's good. It's just a lot of parts though. A lot of heads. A lot of heads. I'll save the rest of the heads for the video. So when I get the video up, you can see the other heads that we painted up and designed. I'll tell you one thing though, the sculpt is amazing. He looks like he came right out of the comic though. I do love the sculpt. The sculpt is really, really good. It looks like straight out of the comic. And like I said, if you the casters and the producers did a good job on the quality of the kit, so it's not like a shitty kit and anything. I think the only problem was just the getting these pieces on, because there wasn't really like keying involved. But all right, we're gonna put this on the airbrush booth. Let this cure up for the night. I think Monday I'll get back on it. Oh, damn it. I forgot I left that piece on the airbrush booth. It's funny, I don't even need to really work out. All these heavy statues, man, just lifting them back and forth. It's a hell of a workout. All these large statues are crazy. Let's put his hands in. Henry, did you want mud around the hands or not? It's up to you. Let me know. If you do, I'll get back onto that on Monday or tomorrow if I have a chance. I'm not really sure what your plan is with the hands. Alright, let's throw these brushes out because I abuse the hell out of these things. Get my screen back over here. See where I am with these Jessica. So I have a little bit of this. I'm gonna roll this out and let this cure up so I can do this before the end of the night. Go roll this out real quick. By the time this cures up pretty hard by the end of the night, I could probably wrap this hanging. Okay. It is cold in that garage. Holy crap. Whew. I think it was Wednesday. I had to heat up the garage for 2 hours before I could go in there because it was like, I think when I woke up it was like 19 degrees, but it was like windy as hell, so it was actually like, I don't know, like 10. It was crazy this week. Alright, so first we'll go with Star Trek. Alright, so I sanded her down. I got her cleaned up a little bit more. These are the Jessica Rabbits from ES Monster, right? So we're customizing them still. So this is that's the Kotobukiya Star Trek Lieutenant O'Hara. So I sanded her down, I primed her up, but it was so cold when I primed her, it was like leaking because it was just so damn cold. But I had to heat the garage up when I got. Hold on, I just got a text. What the hell? Who's texting on? Cousin's was in the hospital today. Gotta yell at him tomorrow. What am I doing here? Alright. Trying to figure out where I'm at right now. Alright, so we have to use some marks on her to get the outfit. Where is my Jessica Rabbit? Alright, so we gotta do some markings on her. Let's see what we are going to plan. So I did her flap last week, right? We did the flap. So what I'm thinking is we should probably add a seam under here, right? And then I guess we'll add a seam here, just so the outfit sort of has a little pop to it. And then I think we're gonna do the piece up here. Her symbol will be like here, right? So she's got two, not three. So we'll put one line coming here. We'll go like to right there, kind of stylize it, and then we'll just put a second one coming this way. How about that? Or somewhere. I'll have to flip a little bit better, just so it's sort of, you know, what we'll do is I'll just roll out a piece of Aves and we'll kind of slice it, and then I'll just put it along the edge. Because looking at her outfit, is that a line or is it? Oh, no, it's a line. It's not a wrinkle. It's the second line. Yeah, she's got a second. Her line is up over here, because you know the symbol comes up here. But since Jessica's here, do you think we should do two or just one? What do you guys think? Two lines or just do the one? So we either have the one seam line coming this way, or we do a second one over here. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm gonna do the lines first. Then I'm gonna do the black collar around this. And then I'm going to add this symbol. I have the 3D printed symbol for her. But I'm just trying to do the outfits first. And then after everything is done, we'll put the gold trim on the wrists. Because I still got to do the flappy wrist here. But I'm just trying to get these lines done first. Well, if I do the second line here, it would be like this, but it will be under the black piece, because the black piece is going to come around this way. So I don't know if you guys want the line there connected to the symbol, or if just put a line here. It's like, it's either we put a line there or we put a line like that. It's up to you guys. I'm just, you know, if we were doing it where you didn't see cleavage, then yeah, we could do it, but when I put the piece here, you know, I can sort of kind of make it come down a little bit, you know. And like wrinkle it a bit too, type thing, you know, and then we put the symbol like right there. So you just thinking one? Just one coming here like this. And then what we do is we could connect it to these wrinkles right there. So I didn't want to over wrinkle her outfit like in the picture because it's still Jessica Rabbit. So just kind of one. It's not going to be a heavy line. You know, I'm going to try to make it thin as possible. But just to kind of... So I figure if I put one line here coming down, and then one line here... I mean, I would love to scrape the line, but to try to indent in the line without having ease, there's a nightmare. So I figured just do like an outfit seam. And then I guess if we wanted to, we can put one back here, but I don't think we really need to since I'm going to have the hair. So I'm thinking if I do the lines first, which would make life easier, then when I do the black collar, I can have the symbol and I can sort of make it so the symbol sort of pushes onto it a little bit and also fits. I mean, I got the plan. It's just a matter of... Alright, so we just have saying just one. Yeah, so that's what I have it zoomed in myself on my screen. So everything goes to the symbol, but I figure just one line will probably be the best option. So just go with one. That's fine. We'll just go with one. I just love they have my marks on everything, so I know where I'm going with all this. Alright, we'll do that. We'll just keep that one symbol. One line thing. I put silly putty here just because whenever I spray the primer. Alright, so she's getting there. I just gotta, this is what's, so once this cures up a little bit stiffer, hopefully in another hour, I can use that and start putting that around there. Hey, what's up, Butterfly? How's it going? Seam lines all the way up. The side you can go halfway. You mean just do a seam to here? So you're saying just do a seam to right about there? Like that? Am I even on the camera? Let's see, I got this huge picture on my screen. Or not do any seams and just keep this line. What do you guys think? Just have the line come to here, or do we and this line going there and that's it? I mean, I'm just thinking to add a little something to the outfit, just a little bit. Nothing crazy, but at least something like they did there. So I mean, I want a little something, but this collar and the symbol is going to be my main focus. That is what I want to make it look a little, make that pop a little bit more. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're the Trekkie of the group, then I'm fine either way too. Because my main focus is, once that's, like, this is kind of ready to go and we get this, I really want to make the hair flow on this one. Alright, I guess we'll do the old voting system. The old YouTube voting system. You guys better vote though. Let's see, how do I, let's see, what do we do here? What do we do? Start a poll. Okay. Mine's halfway. Alright. It's in the people's hands now. I guess, contact Jacob privately. Maybe he'll buy your votes. That's okay, Butterfly. That's I still have to reply to you, right, Butterfly? I haven't had. I gotta Sunday. I gotta sit down and I gotta go through all my emails again. I had a major influx of requests lately, and I lost track of everything. Yeah, I'll get back to you. I'm still trying to get everything done. I got so much shit, dude. It's unreal. So much shit to do. All right, so why we'll leave the vote up a little bit more. But I'll show you. I sanded down her arms a bit. So what do you guys think of her arms? I got a little bit more putty work, but do you like the way the arms are now? I was, when I was in the garage the other day, I sanded them down, but it's still not flush. So I gotta do a little bit more puttying around here. And then I sanded down the neck too. I got the neck cleaned up. But it got so damn cold, even with the heater on, I just said screw it. So I didn't finish it all up. Because I was ready to chop down the areas back here to put the stripes on. But I was like, it's just too damn cold. But I've been thinking about the hair on these characters more and more now because we're getting closer to having to put the hair. So I'm starting to gather more reference art on DeviantArt for hairstyles. So, and I gotta fix the chest on the cop. So, I didn't have a chance to sand this stuff down, but that's okay. I'm gonna start adding flaps. We gotta work out her holster with the carrot, but I want to correct her cleavage. It's a little too separated. I don't know how well you can see it in there. I want to correct that. So I think what I need to do is I got to get in there with an X-Acto blade, slice it up a bit, and then put some putty and fix it. I think I sanded it down too much with the wide sandpaper, but I got a lot of prep and cleaning to do on these still. Alright, so looks like we're going to the bottom. That's, I think everybody wants, so we got 8 votes. Alright, so we're going to the bottom. Going down. The people have spoken. I don't really know. I'm not really going to go crazy with the back, because I'm thinking some of the hairstyles that I saw, that like, I'll say I looked at some of the AI artwork of her. There's a lot of people are doing like crazy amounts of AI, but some of the hairstyles are really, really cool. I don't want the hair flowing too much, so it's going to be very bulky in the back, so we're going to miss a lot of the back of her. So I'm not really worried about the lines here. Because you want to focus right there on the center of her. But mix up a little Aves. We'll start her lines, at least on her sides. And then hopefully this other Aves will harden up. And then we can do some other stuff. Actually, you know what? Let me mix up some Aves. Since I got a little strip of there, I can add a little flaps to the cop. You'd have to send me or I have to find a pic of it or something. I remember we talked about in the beginning of her base about doing the etching to make it look like a teleporter. The guy, my friend who used to be able to have an etching machine, he doesn't work at that company anymore. The other guy who I thought had an etcher doesn't have an etcher like my other friend had. So I know another guy who says he knows a girl that works at a company that can etch bases. So I'm going to have to reach out to him and see if it's possible she can do that to this base. But the only problem is since I don't know her that well and him, I'm not sure how well it will work, or she can do it like I'm expecting. So that's the only downside with doing it right now. Kind of sucks. But that's just the way it is. And to get an etcher myself would be way too expensive, and I don't think I'm going to do that. Plus, I don't know where the hell I would put it. But the one guy that, well, my one friend that used to have the etching machine, he's still debating on getting one. So maybe if he gets one down the line, it'll open it back up for me. Alright, let me roll this out real quick. Alright. It's cold in there. Put this piece over here. Let's throw this over there. Stuff over here. Alright, so this is always a pain in the ass. But we'll get it done. So I think we'll start on this side. So did any of you guys watch the 12 Days of a Sideshow? See, they have a new Harley Quinn, Archangel, new Rogue coming out, and I didn't pay attention to the other stuff. Yeah, I want the Harley because I want the classic Harley. So I was talking to my friend. He's got a bunch of projects for me to do. So I told him just ordered that for me. He's a close friend of mine, so instead of him buying me a meal every time we hang out, I told him just get me that. But I told him, I said I'm gonna sculpt a Power Girl boob chest on his item now. I said if he doesn't let me do that, it's a deal breaker. But the Archangel looked pretty good though. I kinda like it. I like those nice museum poses. Nice, good, clean sculpt. Nice anatomy. So it's pretty good. If I was an Archangel fan, that would be something I definitely would get. But the road, they didn't show the road yet. That's still kind of hidden, so maybe they'll show it this weekend or next week. Not really sure when. Although I could see a lot of people are getting upset that they're making the same characters over and over. Oh yeah, the other one was MODOK, right? I think it was MODOK was one of them. Not that I care about that character, but I'm pretty sure fans are happy they're getting that. And then I think there's a couple Sideshow originals or something. I think what it is the statue fans, like the guys who are like us, were actively in the hobby and we're on forums and stuff, are sort of sick of these characters being made over and over. But when you hit just regular people who hit like a comic book store or just want to buy a statue, they could sell those characters every day, all day, you know? So I could see why fans are kind of upset, but at the end of the day, the company has to sell what's going to sell. But I guess the other thing too is, with all the STL files coming out, you have these characters are made over and over, so I guess that's also why people are getting sick of it. But I think somebody said it was, what, 4 years or 5 years since the last Harley and Road? That's, time flies. Something like that. I think just a lot of people forget there's a lot of collectors out there that are not actively on forums, and there's even collectors out there that don't even know about STL files, so yes, that's right, the Loki on Throne. I know a lot of people are happy about that, which is good. I mean, it gives people what they want. Because isn't it more of a comic Loki? Yeah, not many DC. There was only, what, one DC item? Just the Harley? Or was there another DC character? He was just all Marvel, really. Well, I think no matter whether it's an STL Patreon group or if it's a licensed company, they're always going to make the same characters over and over because they sell. So sadly, you can never get away from that no matter where you go. Yeah, 12 Days wasn't as exciting. I mean, I like I said, I like the Harley because it's a classic Harley and I like the pose. But I'm going to probably add heels to it and try to find a different head. Yeah, that's just the way to do it, you know, when there's something you want and you know a company's never going to make it or a Patreon group, you got to take it into your own hands. And I think more and more people that I do work for are getting into that phase now. I think people are just like realizing that their favorite characters are never going to get made. Or the version of the character is never going to get made. Because, you know, Rogue has what, 20 different outfits through the years. Same thing with Emma Frost, Jean Grey. So there's always people that are going to want those certain outfits. See, I like the OG Harley head, the regular head, but I like the new Harley Quinn, so I'm actually thinking if I could get my hands on the OG head, and if it's in scale with the new Harley coming out, I would love to take that old head, sculpt a puffy hair on it, and swap it onto the new statue. That's my goal. I'm sure by the time that Harley comes out, I'll be able to find an extra head somewhere. Or even if I found a damaged statue or something, you know. But I love the OG head. But as far as the statue itself, I guess what it is I've worked on it so much I'm kind of sick of it. That's kind of why I like the new version that they're coming out with. I got a funny feeling not a lot of people are going to order it. Well, and then again, maybe people will order it because they do love that outfit. It's to be determined, so that means it's an open. It'd be funny if only like 300 people order it. But give it another, 3 years, and they'll make another Harley. She sells, so you can't blame the companies to make another one. Yeah, it's a bit expensive, but I mean, these days, even with all these fan art items, things are just skyrocketing. Supplies are doubling, paints are doubling. It's crazy with pricing on everything. So, but then again, Sideshow knows it's a OG outfit. It's a fan favorite. And they know people are going to pay the money, so. Just like the fan art guys, they make a character they know people are going to want to pay, and they'll charge an arm and a leg for it. At least it's Harley from the OG look. It's not that weird looking Harley from that what was that video game, Justice League, or what, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League or something? I mean, that Harley model was crazy weird. I don't know what they were thinking on that game. I've been working on, well, I haven't worked on it in months, but there is a Harley I've been working on, but it's off of a completely different statue. One day I'll get that item done. Yeah, as far as He-Man stuff, I know, who took over the license? Wasn't it, PCS? Or was it Tweeterhead? I think it was Tweeterhead, right? They showed off, I forgot the character's name. The Falcon girl? Oh my god. Not She-Ra. I'm not really a huge He-Man person, so I forget the name of the character. But they don't pump out a lot of characters. They were for a while. Right? Sorceress, that's it, Sorceress, yeah. Like I said, I'm not a He-Man guy, so I watched it as a kid, but I never was really into it. But yeah, I think Tweeterhead did one that showed her off a little while ago. It wasn't bad. I don't know, did you see that one, Raccoon? It looked pretty good. But as far as like the STL groups, yeah, no one's really touched any of the He-Man characters. You figured they would at least do some like Evil Lynn's. I know she's a huge fan favorite. I had the Tila from Tweeterhead. I never opened her because at the time I just didn't have my my Maju cases set up. But then I sold her off because I was tight for cash and I changed up my collection. But my friend has her. She looks great in person. LA figures? Yeah, I'm not sure on those. It's, you know what usually happens is a lot of those like fan groups, they'll do one or two characters, but when they're not making like crazy bank, they stop, which it does take money to make them, I understand, but if they're not going to be making a lot of money or anything, they kind of usually just stop. I think what happened with Tweeterhead, though, is, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they do a different version of Tila after they did a regular and exclusive? Like, didn't they do a blonde hair? And I think a lot of people got pissed off about that because they spent a lot of money trying to get the first version. Like, you got to be very careful with variants. Yeah, I think I saw Abe She-Ra. I think I did see that one because I am subbed to his Patreon free and I get the emails. Hey, what's up, Devastator? How's it going? Alright, yeah, well, I don't know, I guess when it comes to variants, you gotta be careful. Like, Sideshow did the Harley Quinn, it's the same thing as the Hells on Wheels pose, but at least it's a completely different outfit, and it's 5 years later, or 4 years later. The fans are crazy. We're a little bit nutty, so you gotta be careful what you do. But yeah, like I said, I'm surprised there's not many Evil Lyns out there, because I know Sideshow did 2 Evil Lyns, right? Before they lost the license. Funny, because like when I look on DeviantArt for references and stuff, I'll come across like thousands of images of Evil Lyn. So I know she's a fan favorite. That's right, yeah, because I remember Evil Lyn had the yellow skin one. That's right. Yeah, they did the first Evil Lyn, and then they did another one. But she was too, I think she was, the first one was 1/5 scale, she was like too small. I don't know, I can't keep up. There were so many, such a while back. It's been a while. I heard of that. So during the 12 days they did the mythos, right? But they did it at 1/4 scale. I caught wind of that. I didn't pay much attention to it, but now that you reminded me, I think a bunch of people were pissed off because they've always wanted it at 1/4 scale. That's kind of... Yeah, see, that's kind of a slap in the face almost. Isn't it? I mean, because... You know, most people would want it probably at a specific scale. Most people would want it at a 1/4. So, yeah, that I don't know. Because they've never done anything like that before, right? It's like the first time they ever did that, or am I mistaken? See, I don't pay much attention to Star Wars because of what Disney did to it. So I'm like so jaded by Star Wars, I don't even care about the merchandise anymore. So, as a fan perspective, if I was to buy a Harley at 1/5, and then they all of a sudden a year or whatever came later at the 1/4, which what I would have loved, I'd be kind of pissed because the 1/4 is what I would want more. Oh, so they did do a Vader? Yeah, I don't know. It's... Yeah, Abe and ES Monster, they outsource some of their sculpts, right? So you could tell when, like, they don't do their own sculpts. Yeah, I don't pay attention to the Star Wars stuff. I don't care. Like, if I see Star Wars, like an email coming from Sideshow, I just delete it. I think what Disney did to Star Wars has made me to the point where I could care less about anything Star Wars anymore. Yeah, if they did both scales at the same time, but then again, you know, that's kind of a rough thing to do because, say, like, when people order, you only get so many orders for 1/6 scale or 1/5, but you get a bunch of orders for the 1/4. And then the next character that comes out, you get more orders for the 1/5, but not many for the 1/4. And then if you want to go and complete the collection of line, it'd be hard to find, you know, all the same scale. So yeah, I think sticking to one scale is the best bet, unless they do, the only way I can see it to work is the 1/5 and the 1/4, that they make 3,000 of each one. So at least people could go back and find it if they wanted to. But if, say, like, the 1/6 is 100, or like 300 of them, but the 1/4 is 1,000, you know, I don't know. That's kind of, yeah, I guess you got to be a collector to really get kicked in the face with that one. Yeah, I saw his antenna. But that's the one with the open cleavage, right? That would be something I would want to fill in, because I would want it more like comic book accurate. I'll say one thing though, as far as the Patreon guys like Abe and ES Monsters, sometimes you can tell their sculpts are a little bit rushed. I think I said it last time on stream. And I think sometimes they're not really finished. Not saying all of them, but sometimes I feel that they need to fine-tune the item a little bit better. I know they want to get their items out the door, but if I was to sub to their... sometimes I sub, like, you know, when I want to just get that month's rewards, I'll do it. But I think they need to sometimes be like, hey, you know, we got to fine-tune this one a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, if you find them cheap and you want them in your collection, that's fine. But for me personally, I'm just like, eh. They just destroyed the whole IP. I think Prime 1's a different beast altogether. I think they got their own issues, from what I understand. So I don't know how Prime 1's really holding up. And then XM, I heard stories of XM has problems now, and I don't know. I think all falling apart. No, I just think they rush sculpts out too much. I think they gotta just kind of take it easy with some of their sculpting. You know, sometimes you see a sculpt and it's like, man, that's really nice, and then you see the next one, it's like, well, what happened on this one? I think they're just trying to meet the demand of getting it out the door to their, you know, subs. Yeah, I was a friend of mine was in my one chat, and he was saying how one of his items is still delayed. It's going on like months now. I don't know. I think we're all delayed. It's all falling apart. But wasn't it XM's warehouse was held for ransom or something by the companies that they weren't paying? Something like that, right? Wasn't something like that going on with XM? It's always something. Yeah, it's either the factory got broken into something and it was held for ransom and it was stolen, or I heard it was just that they weren't paying their vendors, and they went in there and they held all their stuff for ransom until they got their money. So I don't know which story's true. I have no clue, but something happened and all their stuff was just kind of sitting there, held by either a company or something. But maybe that's something I'll have to look into a little bit more. But yeah, sometimes I get these stories, like sort of half the story when I'm working and my friends tell me, but I don't really pay attention that much. Yeah, they're based off in Singapore, so they're not allowed to sell to the U.S. North America. That's part of their license agreement. So I don't know if that's changed, but there's people who could get their items and ship it to you. That's what it was back in the day. I think it's still that same license. I remember when they came on the scene, there was all these people who were getting their items and selling it to people on Facebook because they weren't allowed to sell to the US, but then there was a lot of people getting scammed. Because you ask somebody to get you the item and it doesn't come out for like a year, and then that person disappears, you know? So there's a lot of that going on. Yeah, what was the drama with Tweeterhead? Was it Tweeterhead or was it PCS? They said that if you do a down payment on a pre-order, like a non-refundable deposit, you can't get your deposit back. But they did that after people already did deposits. You can't get a refund because I guess people were ordering and then they were canceling. So, because I know Sideshow does a non-refundable deposit, right? Yeah, there's too much with XM. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but XM used to be Xenomorph. And Xenomorph was the recasters back in the day of Bowen Designs. Now, from what I was told, the person who did that's not with them anymore, so I don't know, but that was XM back in the day called Xenomorph. Not a lot of people know about that. That was a whole big thing back in the day. They had a storefront, and they had recast of some of the old early Sideshow Iron Man stuff in their stores and the Bowen Designs. And then when XM Studios came, they showed their storefront and it said XM, but it was the same exact store as Xenomorph. So yeah, that was kind of a funny thing. Everyone was like, XM's awesome, they're gonna beat Sideshow, blah blah blah. I'm like, you do realize they used to be recasters. But Oh, you didn't know that, Terrell? Yeah, they were xenomorph. I'm pretty sure those threads are long gone on statue form. But yeah, back in the day, that they were known for doing recasts. Oh man, yeah, we're going back a long time. We're around the 2005 era, somewhere 2003, 2005. It was a different time too. Back then, you know, you didn't have 3D printing, you didn't have 3D sculpting, you had traditional everything. DC and Marvel would send out cease and desist letters if you made kits and statues. It was a very, very different time. But now we're in the Wild West where everybody is making and they can't stop it anymore. It's completely... Like, what's funny now is people will get upset if you make a unlicensed Captain America statue and somebody recasts it. They call you scum. But if we go from back in the day, you're making a statue of Captain America you didn't pay for a license for. You know what I'm saying? So I think there was a story about 2 or 3 months ago. Somebody told me that some guy was flipping out because they were recasting his unlicensed item. And I was like, well, it sucks, but you didn't pay for the license, you know? It's like you can't really get a lawyer involved because the lawyer would be like, well, you don't own the property. We can't go after that person, you know? Yeah, I got into the hobby around 2003, 2002, just when Bowen Designs shut down his form and it went to statue form. So whenever that happened is kind of when I just got into it. Just like I think it sort of started with the STL files. People were like, you can't resell my file, but it's the internet. Once your 3D file's out in the world, on the net, you can't stop them. So there's tons of sites out there now that sell STL files that are not being, the money is going to the original sculptors or the original Patreons, but you can't stop it. It's like we're kind of, you know, like when Napster came out with the music, you know, all the music companies like, you're stealing our songs, but it's like, well, it's too late, you went digital. Really, Jacob? That's kind of funny. Yeah, the Sea Dragons were 2006, because that's when I was at the apartment with my brother and I was doing a lot of the Sea Dragon stuff. So that was around around the 2006 to 2008. I mean, let's be honest. If there was an item that somebody produced and you got the item and you made a recast and sold it, yeah, the hobby would hate you, but if they don't own the license to the character, what can they do, you know? The only thing they can do is they can kick you off the forums or something, you know? Really, Jacob? That's funny. I don't know, Terrell, was he involved with that? I know that guy was involved with a lot of the variant cover whatnot scandal stuff. There's a lot of videos on that stuff there for a while. I think every generation we go through some kind of drama. There was a bunch of drama when Bowen Design started. His form became a crazy nut fest, and that's when statue form came up. And statue form started, but then there was drama with CS Moore, the Sea Dragon. Somebody was recasting the Sea Dragon statues there for a while. They were recasting Bowen Design's busts. Then Sideshow came in and they were recasting the Sideshow stuff. Yes, there's a and when XM came out, they were recasting the Magneto. So I think there was Terrell, you might know. You're on some of those forum groups. Wasn't there a guy who did a unlicensed kit run, but somebody recasted it and he flipped out? I know it happened like a year ago, or not recently, right? But I forget the item. I think it was an X-Men statue, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 'cause my friends told me about it. They were like, "You're gonna get a kick out of this story." The guy sculpted it, and somebody recasted it, and he flipped out. Now I understand. Yeah, it's your sculpt. You don't want people making copies, but it was a licensed character. But I can't remember what it was. Yeah, Terrell, I heard a lot of stories about that whole thing. Didn't that one podcast with the guy Manimal talk about all that? About that whole channel thing. I think that was not like last year. There was he did a podcast on that. That was some drama. Yeah, I know a lot of people in the hobby. I get a lot of the stuff, tell me stories. I just don't really talk about it and get involved with it. I've heard a lot of stories. I just like, it's same crap happened back in the day. Just with new people, new faces, you know? I think with the whole social media now and YouTube channels and egos, and it's gotten to a whole new level. Yeah, I that came up on my Instagram feed because I think I'm subbed to their podcast, and I think that came up one day, and I remember I was like, all right, I gotta listen to this story. So I remember I was sitting here working on something, and I had the podcast going, and then I think there was a rebuttal to it, and I listened to the rebuttal, and then there was another rebuttal, and then after that I was like, all right, I had enough of this crap. There's plenty of other entertainment on YouTube I could watch, you know. Yeah, I guess that was some drama that was going on for a long time. I mean, I've heard bits about it before there was any of that stuff, but you probably, damn, I don't remember the video. You probably would get a kick out of it, Jacob. You know, if I can ask my friend about it, I can send you an email to the link. But it was actually some funny drama. I mean, all I remember is the Whatnot stuff. That whole stuff with the Manimal stuff was kind of new. But when I was getting into the Whatnot stuff about the whole drama between at C2E2 with the whole variant cover scandal stuff, I started. That's when I heard about that stuff. I was more into the comic book drama because of all the variant covers and the acetate gate, and that's a whole other thing. Those comic book influencers, they were getting the covers ahead of everyone else, and they were jacking up the prices, and it was a whole big thing. It was really it was pretty scummy, to tell you the truth. It's like you go to this show to get that cover, but these influencers were getting the cover and jacking it up to like $200-300. And Whatnot was part of it. It was a whole big thing. Hold on. I'm trying to think. Should I sculpt this, or I wonder if there's a 3D print that would make my life easier. Wizard did that? Really? I did not know that. Well, there's a lot of shady crap going on. Nah, I'll keep sculpting it. Let's see here. Yeah, I remember the 1/2 issues. I ordered a couple back in the day. I didn't even know they were doing that. Well, the only problem with Sideshow is if you do sign with Sideshow and you become a seller or a YouTuber or whatever you do, you can't go and do anything of a legal sense, which means like you can't talk about kits, customs, fan art statues, any other companies. You know, it's kind of like if you were working for any kind of company, you know, like on YouTube. You know, you gotta stay in your lane. Just like that, there's a couple other things that people have done. But most YouTubers out there, you know, whenever you sign a contract, whether you're talking about video game stuff, you can't like trash it, and you can't go. You just gotta keep your mouth shut and get that paycheck, and that's it. Whether it's trash or it's great, you have to just, you know. Well, then see, now you're reminding me of the drama back then, Terrell. Didn't another YouTuber get involved and say that he was doing stuff against the license agreement, and then Sideshow went after them? Or am I thinking of somebody else? I can't keep up anymore. Yeah, I didn't know that, Jacob, because all the Wizard World stuff I've ordered, the 1/2s and stuff, I always got mine, so I never had an issue. I just know that the most recent thing was the variant cover stuff. And the way it works is say those online retailers, they're like, I want to do a variant cover with, say, Adam Hughes. So DC would be like, okay, you got to do 3,000 of the trade, with the trade dress, which means it has the title on the cover, and you have to do 1,000 of the virgin. And we will have Adam Hughes do the cover for you. And then that's if you sign up to those sites like, you know, Comic Mint, KRS Comics, Lemon Something Comics. There's all these different online sites, and they all say they're limited to 500 copies or 300. But what it is that site only has 500 copies, but they actually did 3,000 of them. But what happened was, at C2E2, everybody was online to get this variant cover, but somehow all these whatnot influencers were selling like 300 copies on their site, and they were jacking up the price, and everybody was like, how did this guy at whatnot get 300 copies? And I was there the first day of the show, second person online, and I couldn't even get a copy. You know, it was a whole big scandal. Now, I understand that comic book companies want to unload them, but there was like, you know, there was tons of people online waiting for the comic. So that was, and that happened at C2E2 like twice. I think it happened at New York Comic Con, and I think it happened at another show. A lot of shady stuff. I don't think it happened at Terrific Con, or maybe it did, but I didn't pay attention because I wasn't there for it. See, I collected some of the variant cover stuff because it was one of my favorite artists or something, and I wanted to get it signed, you know. So I got a whole stack of stuff I want to get signed. So I wasn't doing it for, oh my god, this comic's going to be worth like thousands of dollars. It was just because I really liked the cover and I wanted to get the artist to sign it. But a lot of people were doing the whole cash grab. They were like, oh, these, you know, they were acting like, oh, we're an influencer and they're going to listen to anything I say, so we're going to jack up these prices and they're going to buy it because they're idiots. That was a big problem with the influencers and whatnot. They were going around saying X-Men number 375, no, 378. It's a key book because Wolverine did this in that issue and he never did that. You know, they were making up this stuff and people were going after these books, and then all of a sudden they realized they weren't worth shit. They weren't key books. So these guys were hyping up books that, you know. Have you guys ever been on Whatnot? Do you know what it is? It's a very, very shady practice site. It's like live auctioning. And when it first came out, I was like, it's kind of not bad. But then I saw how it started to evolve, and I was like, I'm getting off this site. So when the Whatnot was part of that whole scandal with the variant covers, I deleted the app, and I've never been on it since. Yeah, it's good and it's bad. It's good if they were to make it a legit site and really make sure that these guys don't scam people. But sadly, it got really bad fast. Like I heard on the card, because Whatnot sells everything. You know, you can buy VHS tapes, Pokemon cards, sports cards, comic books. They have categories for everything. And people put it live auctioning, you know, like live stuff. So in the beginning, people were doing Pokemon cards, and they were like, okay, this is a Charizard, blah, blah, blah. It would sell for like $500. So people would send it in the mail, but they actually wouldn't send them that card. They would just send a blank envelope, and people weren't getting the items. So, yeah, I mean, think of it as, you know, like a live auction, like, you know, where you sit down in the thing and you put up your card, and the guy talks real fast, the auction. That's kind of what Whatnot is, but it's slower. But I was on there, and I was at one guy's webpage, and he was selling comics, and he had a stack of like Justice League books, and these are books that you would see in the dollar bin or the quarter bin, and he was like, oh, here's a bunch of Justice League books, and they would sell for like $8 or $10, and I'm like, why are people bidding on this? I guess it kind of got you addicted, you know? It was weird. Yeah, so I got off of it. I said, nah, it's not for me. Yeah, like you said, I like eBay better because I can actually go and I can find the specific issue and comic I want, and I'm done. On Whatnot, you never know what they're putting up that night for sale. It's got its ups and downs, you know. I think it's a little more downs now compared to what it was in the beginning. Alright, I think I'm going to have to sort of chisel this out a bit to get the carrot in there. But I'll make it work. Somehow. You got banned on eBay? Oh, you did something. You did something. They probably are like, oh, this dude's bad news. Yeah, that's why I try not to order stuff on eBay that much anymore. As far as comic books go, because I'm doing the hunt at all the comic book shows now. I like going to the shows and seeing if they'll have that issue I want, and I can take a look at it. So that's why I'm planning on doing more shows again this year. Even if I don't buy anything, at least it's just fun to go and do that hunt again. But I saw Mike Grell is going to the Baltimore. He's on the list for Baltimore show this year, so I could finally get the rest of those Power Girl issues signed and remarked. It's my that's my #1 goal this year, is to finish those up. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could contact them now and try to find out why you got banned. They would probably be like, we don't even know, but maybe, you know what it was, is you were probably selling something somebody else was selling, and they were like, oh, I gotta get this guy off of here, they're not gonna buy mine, they got you banned. If you go on eBay now, I was talking to the guys in the chat. There's people listing statues for $13,000 now. They got to be doing it to screw up the system or something, you know? Or they're probably like, well, this guy listed it for 13, but this guy has it for 800. I'll buy the $800 one. That's the only thing I could think of. I don't know. Yeah, CBCS goes to Baltimore. They go to New York Comic Con. I don't think they go to the Jersey show, but they do go to Terrificon. But I think it's might be a third-party vendor. But I'm not going to use CGC anymore. I'm not after they bent up my books. Yeah, I mean, the old stuff sells for money, but these people are listing stuff for like $13,000. Like, OG Harley Quinn is not, you know, why are you listing it for 13, or why are you listing it for like 12,000, or, you know, or 2,500? I think they're just doing it to screw up the system, and they're all based in China, so there's something going on why they're doing it. I just don't know what. Jacob, it's the same thing. You just go over to CBCS, you tell them I want to go and get this witnessed, and they're like, they ask me, is that person at the booth? And I say yes, they're at the booth, and they're like, okay, this guy will follow you, and you just go over to their booth and they witness it and they sign it. You go back to their booth, you fill out the paperwork, give them the book, and they grade it and send it to you. CGC was a little bit more safeguarded, which means the guy that followed me a year ago, he would take the book and he would put it into a bag with a red label, and he would pull off the tape and he would stick it. So he said, as long as the book is in that thing, you could take it home and bring it to another show and we can reopen it and witness it or something. Or you bring it to the table and they grade it. CBCS didn't do that. They just witnessed it, signed it. I came back to the booth and then I just put it into a bag and Mylar and I filled out the paperwork and that was it. But see, PSA is coming out with grading books now, so everybody is waiting to see what PSA does. Some people are saying it's the CGC killer, other people are saying nothing's really going to happen because CGC already has the market. You know, I don't know, we'll see what happens. All I know is I'm done with CGC. I'm not doing it for resale value. I'm just doing it because I want all my stuff graded and displayed nice. Well, when I went to Baltimore, when I used a CGC, like, what, 2 years ago, they literally had, like, 15 guys walking around with people to witness. They had a ton of guys there to witness. Like, the guy that I wanted to get witnessed, because I think that year I got, like, 5 books witnessed, He walked with me throughout the whole thing till I was done. While he was walking with me, I saw like other guys walking around with other people. But I think that was because it was a really big year for artists. There was a bunch of guys there that year. So I guess they were like, we better hire some more people. The third party people sucks because when CGC or CBS can't go to a show, they have a third party. The third party charges an extra, fee for their services, and I hate that. But sadly, that's all you can do. Like when I go to the New Jersey show this year, I don't think CBCS goes to it. I think they have a third party. But same thing with CGC, they don't go, they have a third party. So I don't know if I'm going to really try to get anything signed, because I don't want to pay those extra fees. If I go and get stuff signed, it'll be just to get it signed and stick on the wall, not to have graded. I'm going to start doing that too this year. I'm going to just get some random things signed just to stick up on the wall and not have graded. Some like floppier books that are all banged up. Screw around with some of that stuff. The only reason why I'm going to do that too is some of the artists, they'll sign stuff for free if it's not witnessed. But if you're witnessing it, they'll charge you like, some guys charge you like $25 for a witness signature now. I guess they feel that, oh, you're getting my signature and you're witnessing it, so you're going to flip it and make money. So they charge you. Not all guys. Some artists are like, nah. Like Jerry Ordway's like, hey man, he's like, I'll sign whatever you want. I don't care. But you can't be like an asshole and be like, oh, I want 1,000 of these signed. Yeah, well, what is it? Mark Hamill now charges $800 for his signature. That's, that's just absolutely insane. Like, I think it was, I forgot who I got a signature from. He's like, I don't charge for signatures, but if you want to, you can donate to me. And I was like, yeah. I was like, here's $10. I was like, go buy beer on me or something, That I don't mind doing. I think Adam Hughes charges $25 a witness signature. Mike Grell I don't think he charged for signatures, but I had him remark, so I paid him to remark my books. I think Kevin McGuire, right? It's Kevin McGuire. I think he doesn't charge, but he doesn't remark though. Yeah, everybody's different. Everybody's different. I'm just trying to get all the old school guys. The old school guys where the comic books were good back in the day. Not these, not the new stuff. Alright, so this is... Let's work on this. I got, I think, 5 more books to sign by Adam Hughes and I'm done. I just got some really good old key books covers that I always loved that he did. And then after that, I think that's it. No more signatures from him. Then, what was it? Now that I'm thinking about it. Wait, what? Yeah, Jacob, that's kind of funny. I said this in the past. One of the worst people ever for getting a picture is Adam West. The story of Adam West was he was at a convention and he will not allow you to take a picture of him unless you pay money. And somebody snapped a picture of him, and his security guard went over and grabbed the camera and ripped the film out of the camera. This is going back a while back when you still had film and camera or something. And so he's known for doing that. But I heard Lou Ferrigno is sort of the same. Now, I can't blame him. I guess they want money. But Adam West is supposedly the really, really crazy nut job when it comes to that. So, but didn't now that I'm thinking about it, wasn't it New York Comic Con? I think 2 years ago. Wasn't it that guy Mark Brooks wanted to fight people? It was during that whole fiasco with variant covers and stuff. I heard he wanted like to fight somebody at the show, like a fan. God, I can't remember. There was something going on with that. I don't know. This is for a hobby. There's some weird shit going on. From what I understand, they just don't want to do it. But that's just how they make some money, you know. And I guess some fans are assholes too, so I don't know. I've heard stories from both sides. Yeah, Jacob, there was something going on with him at one of the shows. He wanted to fight somebody. I don't know if it was over politics or if it was over comic books. But there was something going on with him. Something. I can't remember. The entire Mark Russell. First industry leaders have referred a group of marketers have been given talks out their approach towards comics. That's why you come to call marketers. Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Now I kind of remember. Yeah. That was a whole big. That was a whole debacle. I remember that now. Yeah. Well, we could get into the whole comic books thing about how there is a lot of gatekeeping going on, but I'll just stick to the old school guys, get their signatures, and be done with it all. you should go and see if you can find a video, Jacob, where he actually is screaming in the YouTube video. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, Jacob, if you talk to one side of people, it's like it's the whole political sphere. But if you talk to the other side of the people, it's just that we're tired of the crappy comic books. But then there's a lot of people who infiltrated the comic books industry who gatekeep. So if you don't think like them, they get you fired. That's what it's all about, you know? Yeah, there's so much to it, and there was another Comics Gate. There's Gamers Gate for video games. There's a gate for everything. So yeah, it's I don't know. I think people are just losing their minds. Like Mark Hamill's lost his mind. He's gone off the deep end. I think what it comes down to is just everybody's tired of the crap. They just want the old stuff to come back. Yeah, Henry. A lot of the certain higher or certain people who want signatures at shows, they put dividers where you got to go in behind the divider and take the picture. That's what Adam West used to do. Yeah, I heard about the whole. What do they call them? The people who translate for manga. There's a term. Oh, it's at the tip of my tongue. But there was a girl who is one of those translators, and she said that I translate the manga for how I feel it should be translated, and she was changing the story. No, it's not Subbers. It's God, it's at the tip of my tongue. I forgot what they call them. They're like they're professional translators. It is a term for what they're yeah. Localizers, that's it. You got it, Raz. I knew that was it. Localizers, yeah. So, the whole thing with the manga stuff is, and it's kind of funny because I read the Naruto stuff, and if you go to the localizer sites who are considered the legit translators, they change the story. But if you go to like a fan site that like some guy from Japan translates it into English for everybody, the story's different, or the way they talk is different. So these localizers were changing the manga story. They even do it for the English version of the animes. That's why I don't watch any manga anime that's English voiceover. I read the ones with subtitles. Yeah, Raccoon. Hamill's kind of lost his mind. I think he got too political, and he's completely he just went off the deep end. I think he let his political views take over his life. But yeah, the now Japan, I think, is like we're gonna use AI now to translate everything into English. So this way they're getting rid of all the localizers, and now the localizers are getting pissed off because their jobs are on the line. I mean, if I was paid to translate something from Japan to English, I would translate it to what it is meant. If they are cursing, then I would curse in the translation. That would be my job. I'm not, you're not being paid to take someone else's IP and make it your vision. Well, I'm talking about the localizers that were doing the manga stuff. If you watch that localizers video, Jacob, you'd be like, yeah, this person's an idiot. You're not supposed to be changing it for your views. Like, if it was a fan site, and you wanted to translate it for your own way, that's different. But if you're being paid to translate it for a company, for a website that's supposed to be legit, you shouldn't be changing it. So, it's like this. It just never stops. There's always something like this going on, and it's mind blowing to me. Yeah, because I remember I started off watching Naruto, the English version, on, I think it was like Cartoon Network back in, I think it was back in 2009 or something. And then I started finding the sub version and the manga. And I was like, wait a second, he didn't say that in the manga, I was like, wait, what's going on? Yeah, Raccoon, it's kind of a weird thing that was going on. They were being backed by the companies. If you would have to go down that rabbit hole to see what they were doing. And if you went down that rabbit hole, you would just shake your head like idiots. Just idiots. Yeah, it's very, it just goes back to that whole, it's like in video games and comic books and movies and media, it's all these people who are like, I don't like what you're doing, I want it this way, you do it the way we feel it should be done, And you have to cater to that little minority of people. Oh, Devastator. Are you talking about that one comic? Yeah, I don't know. Everything's just... These people are just weird. I just think we're going away from all that finally. I think it's all starting to kind of slowly go away. Hopefully. Yeah, basically, Jacob. That you basically are summing up without me saying it on YouTube. Without messing up the algorithm and screwing up my channel. Not that I'm a big channel, but still. There's always a rabbit hole to go down lately. Always a rabbit hole that goes down. I don't know. It's sort of changing now. People are starting to get tired of all this crap, you know? People are just starting to be like, you know what? I'm tired of this crap. I just want a good show, a good comic, a good manga, you know. I think people are just starting to wake up and be like, I'm tired of it. It's fun, like I said, if you go down toward the Comics Gate, there's so much going on there. If you go down Gamers Gate, there's so much going on with there. Then there was a Gamers Gate too. But at least in the video game thing, all those games are dying. Yeah, you could put all the warnings and stuff you want on it. Who cares, you know? I mean, Christ, I grew up with this stuff. I could care less. Yeah, Marvel Rivals is dominating, man. They are just. What are they on record to make like almost $1 billion or something? But yeah, Marvel Rivals, the characters look phenomenal. They look like comic book characters. I love I'm not gonna play Marvel Rivals, but I love the animation and the characters are amazing. Yeah, Sue Storm is pissing they're only pissing off I guess it's the website called Blue Sky? I guess those are the people that are getting pissed off. What's funny though is if you go on DeviantArt, everybody's drawing Sue Storm now in the outfit. Everybody's drawing her. And Luna Snow now too. Everybody's drawing, and the funny thing is nobody really cared about Luna Snow until she was in Marvel Rivals. Well, Marvel Rivals is basically a clone of Overwatch, but it's Marvel characters. Yeah, there was an article too of somebody saying Marvel Rivals is not as good as you think it is. They put out too many characters and blah blah blah. But it's like what, the #1 game now? Man, it's about time we're starting to talk about something that's good, you know? Rivals is good, people are having fun. Yeah, isn't it also free to play too? I think it is, right? At least on Steam. I'm glad Marvel finally has something out in the works that everybody's loving. And the good thing about Marvel Rivals is they're going to show that this is what the fans want, and you got to start putting that back into the comic books. You got to stop with the whole you can't show skin and everyone's got to look the same and you can't have, you know, go back to the 90s like with comic book drawings and it'll sell. think I gotta let that cure up for a little bit more, and I could come back later and fix it. It's not, it keeps sagging down on me. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Because it's going to let them make all the outfits everyone loved, and you could buy the outfits you want to play, and that would be me. Like, there's certain outfits, characters I would love to play, you know? Alright, let me wash these out real quick. Yeah, like I said, I go on DeviantArt and I look up art, reference art all the time, and there's been so much Marvel Rivals artwork coming out, it's crazy. Yeah, they finally made a game that characters. It's kind of funny. I was watching a video and they were saying they're over-sexualizing the women and all the women look the same. It's a comic book. And you know what? All the heroes look the same, but they're all jacked. They're all these overly muscular, jacked hero guys just because they don't show some skin, but the women show a little bit of booty or chest or legs, and it's a problem. But you know what? They're making money. And I think they've realized that we don't care what you people think anymore. We're making money and we're going to keep doing it. Like, if somebody came into the office and said, there's a couple people crying about the outfits and we got to tone it all down. And you got everyone saying, well, we just made $300 million today. We're not toning shit down, you know? Yeah, so I think they have woken up. I think they have all woken up and they're realizing that we're not going to cater to the crybabies anymore, and we're going to just start making money again. I think Hasbro is having a lot of issues. Especially with all the toys. Well, that's the problem, Raz, is they thought they were listening to all their fans, but they were listening to the loudest people on the social media. And they were listening to game, like, journalists. Just because a journalist there is offended over something doesn't mean the fans are offended. You know? Like, if I produced a game and a journalist was like, you made the most offensive female ever in your comic. I'm like, well, I just sold 3,000 or 30,000 copies. I don't care what you think. You know? I think journalists have to go away. You know, journalists are not objective anymore. They attack. They either attack the fans or they attack the companies that are making the item. They're not objective anymore. Like when I used to read Wizard World magazine, you know, they would say the goods and the bads of a story, or they would talk about the artist's artwork, or they would talk about how the story ended. It was very objective. But no, I think Disney and Marvel, they're so hungry for money now because they're not making money anymore. I'm thinking the rivals woke them up. Because you know what? It's funny too. If you go on to Golden Apple comic books and you start looking at a lot of the new comic book covers, they're starting to go back to attractive women again and fun, sexy, you know, covers, and it's starting to kind of go back a little bit slowly. You know, like I'm seeing more like Adam Hughes stuff, and there's that guy Villa Lobos. Nick's short name is Lobos. He does a lot of really good artwork, and you're starting to see a lot more covers and artwork starting going back. You know, muscular, jacked up guys again. Or maybe the pendulum is shifting again. I hope it is. Yeah, and I think things are starting to shift a little bit more. So we'll see. We'll see how things start heading where we're headed toward. If the artwork starts getting better, then I hope the stories start getting better, and then maybe I would start buying comics again. Right now, I'm just buying all the old stuff to get signed. But oh well. Alright, well, anyway, I am going to probably, like, in another hour or so, come back and try to fiddle with this if I can. It's not stiff enough yet. I gotta kind of play with it a little bit more. It's kind of sagging. I'm going to try and get her chopped up back here to start working on the straps, and then once that's done I can start cleaning her up. We can start focusing on her hair, but I think I also got to worry about the necklace, so I got to make a necklace for her though. As far as the cop goes, she is getting there. I'm going to try and sand down her belt and prime, and we got to make her carrot in her holster. So I'm going to try to figure out how to do that. I might have to put like a rod in there and then sculpt over the rod. So I got to get a carrot in there. And I think that's about it for the elements on her, right? Oh, I got to do her gloves. I got to get her gloves done. Her finger broke when I was trying to put the handcuffs in. I had the finger in the handcuffs over there. I'll fix that when it's gonna be one of those things where I sort of put it on, but I gotta figure it out. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. Might have to attach it and paint it at the same time. But I just gotta start fine-tuning Roger, getting him cleaned up. He's pretty much done. I just gotta finish up this shoulder area, clean up a lot of little spots here and there. We gotta start finishing up her outfit, and I gotta get her carrot communicator. We gotta put her carrot, or we gotta put her earpiece in. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah, so I think I'm going to call the stream there. but I'm going to try and remember to fudge with this before the night is over. But I'm going to have to fill in eaves in here, because I'll never get paint in that area, so this is going to be a little bit solid compared to being thinner here. But yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. Try and get some more stuff ready for next week. Work on these, but I definitely want to try to get this set up some more and go from there. But alright, yeah, I had fun tonight. Good about bitching about some of the stuff that's going on. So you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and see you next week.